Reggae interviews. Word sound power.
We are here at the Habitat Camp with an artist who has consistently pushed lyrical boundaries with his futuristic productions, yet still he is preserving some of the rich history of the island of Jamaica within the music that he puts out. Many people see him not just as an artist but as a visionary. Protoje, I want to give you a warm welcome to Reggae Interviews today.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. Enough respect, what you mean, man.
It's been a long while, right?
Yeah, man, you know, a long time since we chat, so it's good to reconnect.
Yes. I mean, I think this is the first time that we're actually having a conversation for Reggae Interviews, but I still remember the early days when we were sort of like connecting when you were doing performances up at places like Rebel Salutes and things, so it goes back a long, long time.
Yeah, man, you know, we've been doing music for a while now. Grateful, say, we still can be here doing what we love to do, you know? Yeah.
Well, look, we're here at the Habitat Camp. What a beautiful space this is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a very relaxing environment, very peaceful, and it allows for a lot of creativity.
Yeah. Where did you get that vision to actually look at acquiring this space for your musical works?
Just being here, Jamaica, you know, having to go to studios to do my work and just wanting to have a space to, you know, to be in my own space. And like I was up at Strawberry Hill, like staying for a weekend, and me and my girl were driving down, and we had a meeting at this place, like an event, because it's one of my childhood friends that you know what I mean, had this place, and basically we were here for an event, and just she was like, yo, what about this place? Because, you know, no, she wasn't using it. And then the idea came up, and then we just, you know,
Happens, yeah. I said to you, it's such a beautiful space. It's away from all the noise, all the heat of Kingston City, up in the hills. We've got the sounds of nature around us as well. And I can see how conducive this space would be to making music.
Yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Enough great music has been made here.
Yeah. Now, musically, late in 2024, I was listening to David Rodigan, and he said, I've got something hot and exclusive now from Protoje. I think at the time, the song wasn't even mixed. A big single called Big 45.
Yeah, man. You know, so I do that and just do a bunch of dub plate, and obviously send Rodigan, and, you know, it never mix, but I just want people, like, hear it for the first time through a dub plate and through sound system, and that was the idea, and sent out to a lot of people, and it was a vibes, you know. Yeah, man.
It's a single that is in dedication to sound system culture. It captures, you know, I think one of the real sort of like rooted essences of Jamaican music.
Yeah, well, it have a sound system culture vibe, and then within it, though, you know, in all the verses, there are just different messages about life and gratitude and discipline and militancy and all sorts of ideas and thoughts that's within the song. And then, but, you know, on the surface level, you know, heavy drum and bass, big sound string up, sound system vibes, you know, it's a energy. Yeah.
Where did that concept come from? Can you remember, you know, what you were doing at the time? Because I know you've sort of been involved in sound systems very early on in your career, but where did that concept actually come together to say, let's actually celebrate sound system culture with a song?
No, it's not like that. We're just there in a sound check. We have a show in Germany, and with a sound check, and just hear drum and bass, I play something, and I say, you know, we're what you call it, you know, wrap up, you know, guitar plug out and thing, and then I say, yo, plug in back, like keyboard, like, you know, follow, you know, I say, Paris, follow what them are doing. It's like them start hold a jam, and we just start singing, and the melody come to me, and the first thing was big band string up, kick it off right now, you know, cause my band did a string up, and then I say, you know, it's a big sound, and then I say, oh, sound, and then it just go from that. So it's not like, no,
yeah. And this new single is produced by one of your longtime collaborators, Winter James, someone that you worked with from, you know, very early on in your career with albums like Ancient Future as well.
Yeah, well, this is like a layered thing where it's like it's me and my band work on it first. We did it in Studio 13 in London, Gorillas, them and all band studio.
Okay, yep.
And so we did play it down there. And then basically, because I was working on some stuff with my band, and then Winter heard it and was like, yo, you know what I mean, this crazy, we should use this. And then for what we were working on, so, you know what I mean, just so it's like a co-production with Winter and my band, and it's like which he uses. Winter uses a lot of my musicians for his rhythms too, you know, like Danny Basie and Monty and stuff. So it's very familiar. So yeah, it's a vibe. So it's my first single with Winter since I switch it up or like royalty. So you know, enough big songs.
Enough big songs. Yeah. And something that we've also become accustomed to with the Indignation Collective is that there's always going to be some great visuals. So the video of, you know, people transporting the boxes, really paying homage to the roots of sound system.
Yeah, man, you know, it's a vibe. Somehow direct the video and just I say, yo, whole little sound system we're doing, just researching and seeing pictures from back in the day with sounds, and even just from memory. And you know, you just see the truck loading up, you know, say, and loading off of it is a big part. So we're like, all right, let's just capture. I had 5 ideas, 5 different things we could capture, and I wanted to shoot all 5. But when we did the first one, we were like, all right, it's good.
Yeah.
No, but let's not go 5 times the budget now to do something that we feel gets the message across already. Yeah.
How important has it been for you to visually represent that aspect of Jamaican music?
What aspect?
The sound system culture aspect, because, you know, we're living in this sort of like modern world now where the number of people that, you know, own a physical sound system is declining. You know, it's just the way that, you know, life goes. But how important was it for you to actually go back to some of the roots and the origins in that visual?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, it's just what I like. When I think too, like, it's not like this big thought process of, it's like just be natural. Like, you know, it's like someone's like, yo, when last you drive through Fern Gully? And it's like, yo, a long time, you know, yo, we should just get a truck and drive through there. And it's like, let's have a day. So I'm having a day seeing all these things I used to see before, the highway, stopping at Faith Spend, getting food. You know what I mean? It's like doing stuff like that. Sound system culture, for me, you know, you go Europe, you go these places, it's very much alive, same way. Pana level, you know, you go, you see sound a string up everywhere. It's like, we give thanks. In Jamaica, it's still alive as well. And like, for me, it's like, it's just capturing history, you know. It's just, what am I showing to the generation after, like, maybe 20 years from now, somebody see the video and be like, oh, that's cool, or that's vibe. It's like, my music very nostalgic anyway. So I like to bring the nostalgia visually, and yeah, that's just an aspect of it.
Yeah. I think that the thing with the music that you've been putting out, you know, from the very early days, is that the fans obviously naturally look forward to hearing the music, but at the same time we also look forward to the visuals, the artwork. Those are the creative elements that I think are so important. So, you know, you have the brand new t-shirts with the big 45, and this is something that a lot of fans will be looking out for because the designs are so catching.
Yeah, it's just creating, a chance to create. Is even, you know, you make the song, you have the video, you have the artwork, you have the dub, maybe you do a painting. Like, I like to engage all creatives, like, when I'm working as much as I can. So it's like we have so many different stuff, even some stuff that for Big 45 that I haven't released yet. Like, there's so many different things that we're doing to show that, okay, like, let's just create. I just like to create and be a part of creating. So even the merch, the designs, like, I want it to be, when I'm thinking about merch and design, I want people to be wanting to get it even if they don't know who Protoje is, just because the design is so dope,
so catching.
You know what I mean? So that's the way I see stuff. And Here Comes the Morning, I did a book to go along with it, a children's book to go along with the song. It's like, you know, it's just a chance to create and be active and make something from nothing, you know? Yeah.
Last year you released the latest EP, which was called The Jamaican Situation, Side A. I feel that, that EP has got such a strong social commentary. What sort of mindset were you going through in putting together that EP?
Yeah, that EP is more like a soundtrack because it's from like a film that we're working on, a short film, and stuff from screenplay that I, turn into songs. So it's just part of that. So it was, again, that's another way. It was like, I need something, I want to try something different. And working on that with Saman, Fernando, and that whole crew, and some young writers, and, just trying to put a film together, because film is the thing that I love as much as music,
Okay.
I say if you love something really to a level, you're going to try it, So it's like, that's what I'm working on. It's a long process. But I still wanted to put out music, so I was like, let me just drop some music from it first, and I'll worry about everything else after. And I just released that, and people hear it, dig it, and dropped a little trailer, to get people excited. And it's time, it's not any rush. Not really rushing anything right now.
Yeah. When can we expect to see the actual film itself that you've just spoken about? Because I know that we've had a sneak peek with the little trailer, and I think it talks about a individual that's coming back home to Jamaica.
I definitely can't put a date on it right now. Once I started working on music and Big 45 came out, I started to just lock in on this new music that I'm trying to get out, while in the background the film is being worked on. So I'm not trying to even say, it's going to be done by that. I just have to wait and see, and and while I put out new music and get people engaged with that,
Okay. The EP itself, it addresses some very specific issues in Jamaica. How do you see music as having a role in almost like sparking that conversation or dialogue within things that might be existing here in Jamaica right now in 2025?
Well, as you say, it's just sparking conversation. We make music to start conversation. Not a matter of wrong or right, or when I say this is the way. It's just that it's what I'm observing, it's what's going on, it's what I feel. What do you think? And that's the whole vibe of the music. And yes, music can have a role to play if that's what's on your mind as an artist. It's like you can't ask an artist who's not thinking about farming to sing about farming. You can't ask artists who not think about global politics to sing about global politics. It's like you have to just be true to who you are and what's on your mind and what's concerning you at this point in your life too. Because it's like you maybe want somebody to sing about one set of things, but it's like that's not what my life is concerning me with right now, and I have spoken about that, I've talked about that, but this interests me right now, and I want to sing and talk about this. This is what my conversation is like over dinner, and this is what I would like to share, and that's how I really approach music. So Jamaican Situation was specific to Jamaica and what's happening, heavily influenced by me reading Grounding with My Brothers by Walter Rodney, and that kind of kickstarted the ideology at the soundtrack, and so I just did it, But it's not necessarily what, how would I say, me, Protoje, would want to sing about now in my mind. That's why I didn't name it an album or say it's an album I'm working on.
Okay.
It's just specific to me tackling something that I've always thought about or had on my mind. But Big 45, that's a representation of where I'm at now. That's just one. And with my next single will be another representation of where I'm at now, as opposed to me making a topic specific album.
Right, okay. Yeah. But it sounds like there's quite a lot of things being cooked up here at the camp.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll have the space, so after work, people go work every day, so we try be consistent,
Yeah. Now, the Indignation Collective was formed by yourself, and it's been home to some great music, not just from yourself, but from other creatives, Savannah, Lila, Jazzalise, also some of the producers that you work with, people like JAL, Zayapush, Ayatosh. Share the philosophy behind setting up the Indignation Collective.
Well, it's just, first of all, having a label for myself as an artist. So 2013. And then being a, I was influenced a lot by Jay-Z and how he approached, doing Rockefeller and signing artists, and then when he went to Def Jam and Rihanna, etc., just doing work. So it was always influential. And then I was like, all right, when I'm going to start a label, maybe to be work on production, involve other artists, and kind of started like that as a concept. And that's how signed Savannah first to put out her work, and then it just evolved from there, and just kind of went with it.
Went with it, yeah. And we've got sort of like forthcoming works from people like Zaya Push with his debut single, so it looks like there's some great things to come as well.
Yeah, man, it's just vibes, like I'm not. My thing is that like running a label for 12 years now it's been a great experience, but I know that I don't want to run a label. You know what I mean? I know that it's something that I've done, but that's not my goal. My goal is to be an artist and make wonderful music and produce music, write music, and sing and perform, but it's been a great experience. But it's not like I'm trying to expand. I've never want to be like, oh, let me sign some more artists and let me do some more stuff. Like that's not a interest of mine at all. Like you see, like Zaya, as you say, it's a producer that's doing his thing and works, and I'm more acting as a facilitator than like, what I mean? He produces his music, he does his stuff, lined it up with a distributor and a marketing for him, as opposed to me being a label head and trying to sit and run a label.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, it's not a thing. So, and it's always been with the artists I've worked with to a point where they can, you know what I mean? So like, for example, Lila's new album is coming out as a joint with her World Records and Indig.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then put out by Ineffable. So it's like even her now has her imprint that she's got, you know what I mean? So it's like always been a mentorship so that someone can learn and then, you know what I mean, gov them thing. Yeah, man.
And I guess that this was something that, in the early days of your career, that probably wasn't a space or platform that you had. So I think it's great that you're almost sort of sharing that space for other younger artists to come through.
Yeah, man, for sure. Is I had to do that, but in my heart I'm a creative, and I just want to spend time creating music and making music.
Yeah. Now I know that if you're not here cooking up a new song here in the studio with one of the producers, you're out on the road touring, and this year, you've been out the In Search of Zion, the dub tour with Tippy I Grade. What a great concept that is, because I mean, to actually witness that live dub mixing on stage, it's something that I think so many people have been giving positive feedback towards.
It's crazy. People go crazy for that show. Man, Tippy is a sacred energy. His dub is reminiscent of 70s and 80s, and to me, I have so much fun doing it, because it's new, Obviously, I've toured my band, and I enjoy that to the max as well. But to just get to do something different, unscripted, freestyles, like just that energy in the middle of the crowd with people in the dub, it reminiscent of some Jashaka vibes. Yes. It's a blessing. Yeah, man. And
I think Tippy's one of the best mixers that you could work together with for that collaboration.
Yeah, can't ask for a better what you call it now, person on stage to bring this experience to people.
Yeah. 2025 is nowhere near over, but we've also got some really big shows coming up, including the one at Reggaeland in Milton Keynes in the UK as well. What can the people of the UK look forward to when Protoje touches that stage on the 2nd of August?
It's just crazy vibes, man. Reggaeland's a good energy. Was there last time with Camp Habitat, like doing our live drum machine setup this year with the band, Indignation, and you don't know, it's a joy, man. Me and UK have a good relationship. People them love the vibes and get to sing some big song for them, whole lot of energy. So I'm looking forward to it, man, and I'm sure people will be thrilled.
Yeah. I'm going to put you on the spot here now. So is there one song that you really look forward to performing, particularly when you are in the UK? So when you come to Reggaeland this year in 2025, is there one song that you feel always connects with the people of the UK?
I mean, definitely the easy answer is Who Knows. Like, that song is a monster in the UK, you know, it's an absolute monster. Like, it was like, literally it was in the top 10 of most songs played on radio in UK in 2016 or some ridiculous thing like that, you know. And when that song rolls off, the crowd goes crazy. So UK is, I think it went silver in the UK as well. So it's just very well represented there. People love it, and it's an energy. So probably that, you know. And yeah, probably that.
Yeah. So here in 2025, this is actually the 10-year anniversary of Who Knows. Are you looking at doing anything to commemorate that milestone?
Yes. The short answer is yes. For the whole album, actually, you know, trying to work on we have dub sides to the songs, you know, styling, sudden flight, Who Knows, lots of dubs, and one or two little things we're working on, like remixes and a new album cover, new vinyl, like a 10-year anniversary set for people. But you know, sometimes it's tricky because you put out new music and you don't want to confuse the people. So we're just trying to find the right time to deliver it to people, and you know, and see how it goes. Yeah.
While we're talking about Who Knows, was that song always intended as a collab, or was it a solo single that you first sort of thought of and then decided that actually I want to make this into a collab with Chronixx?
Yeah, good vibes. You know, I sang it solo. I had the song done, chorus, verse by myself, and Winter was saying, yo, what do you think about Chronixx singing the chorus? And I was like, I don't know, I'm working on something else with him for the album, but it wasn't done either. And he's like, yo, I really feel if he does it, it would be like a good collaboration song for both of you, and y'all don't have anything together, like whatever, I think this is a collab song. And I was like, all right, I wasn't here, and I called Chronixx. I was like, yo, can you go studio? There's a song I have there, you can listen to it and see if you can do the hook for me. And he just went and did it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, big up Winter for that. You know, he always have little things to say to change songs sometimes, you know, which helps, helps. That's what producing is to me too, not just building a rhythm, but being able to vision something too.
Yeah. So it seems like you sort of like live, eat, breathe music 24/7. How do you balance work with time with your family, your daughter, time with yourself?
Yeah, well, it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. But first, you need people around you that understand and appreciate what you do. Because they'll understand the sleepless nights, or they'll understand being in studio 4 days in a row and not getting to come home or whatever. They'll dig it and appreciate it. And you involve your family and people within your world too, so they feel involved even though it's work, or, you know, I think that's a thing. And then I think for me it's a seasons. And my family and everyone around me know it's seasons. Like when I'm working on an album, I'm gonna be dedicating more time. If I'm touring, I'm doing that. But it's like, for me, music is fun, and I try to, how would I say, you know, live my life and enjoying the days. And some days now, and when you've worked so long, that's so hard, you know what I mean, for such a long time, you realize that you can actually take a breather now. Like, I'm actually 80%, you know, finished with my next album already. Or sometimes I'll have a project, and before I'm releasing this project, the other one is already done. So I'd be like, yo, you can take 2 months, you have the next 3 years covered already. You have songs for the next 3 years done, so you can chill, you know. But sometimes it's like, not addictive, but it's just what I like to spend my time doing, listening to music and being inspired and creating.
Well, look, it's been great to catch up with you today, just to find out, you know, what's happening in 2025 and beyond. We always look forward to the music and the creatives that come from yourself and the rest of the camp as well. Big thanks to your mum, Miss Bennett, and also to Claire for putting this together as well, and we appreciate the fact that the Indignation family always gives time to Reggae interviews to talk to the various artists about their projects as well.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks to keep putting news out there and good vibes and good energy, because you know we are plagued by a lot of negativity online and social media, so it's good to always have platforms that are, you know, checking for the music and putting it out there. So give thanks.
Proto, enough respect. Give thanks.
Yes, man. Blessings.
Reggae interviews. Word sound power.